Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope this is your first time stopping by my channel. Much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Just thank you for the love and support. We're making different changes in our lives, becoming aware of the pain and trauma that we carry that we're, desperately trying to release as well. And trust and believe, it will. Just don't be hard on yourself and just apply it one day at a time. That's all you can do. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. If you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom. Make sure you hit all so you'll be able to be notified when all my videos are being uploaded. And if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. If you feel like the videos are informative to you, give you good vibes, inspiration that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the music I'm listening to in the background is by the channel Love Motives. It's the video that I'm listening to is called Connect to Your Ascended Masters. 3,333 hertz, 333 hertz, 33 hertz, and 3 hertz. Super consciousness of 432 hertz divine meditation. God dog, that almost made my head hurt saying all that. And the video I'm doing today is called let me turn this down just a little bit. Is called Heyokas, becoming more in tune with your thoughts and emotions, helping you end what is no longer needed. There are so many people, including myself, that are going through these things, becoming in tune with it. And it was these things that I was looking at, and it really does help. It's from I went ahead and wrote these things down or typed it out, so I can remember everything that I need to tell you. It's by the therapist called Vicky Botnick. She's a therapist in Tarzana, and she studies with emotions and stuff like that. There's a lot of times that where you have to allow yourself to see how you respond to things, how you focus on them. Do you lash out, or do you avoid your emotions or anything like that? So these are basic techniques that can help you become in tune with them, and being able to allow yourself, at times, when we get upset in our feelings, we tend to lash out before actually taking that pause, identifying what's taking place. Is there, what are you trying to do in that situation? What do you feel like doing? And what is the better alternative of doing these things? And, there's a lot of times where, not being able to regulate your emotions, and when they get out of hand, it's like you can end up having relationship and friendship conflict, difficulty relating to others, trouble at work or school, an urge to have substance to help you manage your emotions, and physical emotional outbursts. It can be really bad, and they want you to be able to aim for regulation, not repression or suppression. There's a lot of times we need to come aware, why are certain things become a trigger to us? Is these things that we're still harboring in our minds or in our thoughts? Because a lot of things, we're closing emotional chapters, and for that to happen, you have to become very in tune with your emotions, because a lot of things that may be in your life, that it could be just your emotions, you holding on to these memories is keeping you from going further in your life. We all have those issues, where you feel like you're able to forgive those things. I know there was people leaving, comments saying, Roslynn, I feel bad for certain things, or it's hard for me to forgive ourselves. And that may be the issue. You have to allow yourself, when you get to that point and you know that you are in that midst of change, you have to really become in tune with yourself to see, okay, about these situations that are taking place in my life, you know, what is causing me to have different outbursts? Is there, do I seclude myself from a lot of people, or I allow myself to be triggered by certain things that's taking place? I know there was times, people know my situation, and there'll be certain things somebody will bring towards me, and it could be something very positive when it comes to my situation, when it comes to my dad. But I've also had a lot of people that brought stuff that was negative just to try to trigger me, and that was basically telling me different people are going to have their situations about it. There's a lot of people are going to commend you for what you're doing, but there's a lot of people that are going to also envy you for what you're doing as well. And they don't want to see that positive outcome come out for you. So it'll be people that are bringing triggers, but I have to allow those things. Everybody's going to have their different opinion about my situation. Is how I validate that situation, how I'm allowing myself to get through it day by day. And that's how you have to see your situations on what you're going through. Because a lot of times when you don't you're not allowing yourself to be in tune with those things, it can cause anxiety, depression, sleep issues, muscle tensions, and pain. It was like 3 of my folks was going through that I was connected with. We're having all these issues with, lower back pains. It just seems like we have these phantom wing, that we're so used to. If you're empath, and you had, we all had wings at one time. And there's a lot of us as empath that have lower back pain, because it's like, when we're spiritual beings, you remember having those wings and stuff like that. So it's like there's a lot of people that have back issues and stuff, to where there's times where I meditate and I can feel them there, and it was like, I'm like, there is nothing on my back, but there'll be times where you get those pains right between your shoulder blades or at the bottom of your back. And they say difficulty managing your stress and substance misuse. I feel like I'm so blessed, because I've never, once I stopped, I completely stopped. I did it on my birthday, was like year before last. And I took like 2 puffs of weed, and when you talk about someone, I was just paranoid, beyond paranoid. I said, "Oh, this ain't for me," because the universe said, "Go ahead, let's see if you're gonna be able to deal with it like you used to deal with it." I'm like, no, I couldn't. So that's they have their little dark issues. They have their dark jokes. Their dark humor about how they go about things. Like, yeah, you can go ahead and see if you can. I'm like, I can't function off of this anymore. But there's like healthy exercises to be able to control over your emotions. You can't completely shut your emotions off. You can't be walking around here like a robot. You have to be able to understand, okay, if you have a situation, you have to be able to identify with them. Take that moment, check yourself about your mood, that can help you begin gaining your control back. Like, say if you're seeing somebody and you're like, hey, can we meet up at this time, a certain day or whatever like that, and they keep blowing you off. They keep giving you the cold shoulder, and all of a sudden you're getting all mad and everything like that. But it's just like they're blowing you off. So I mean, you have every right to be mad, but you always have to, with our minds, if you've been through a lot of trauma, you're automatically going to assume, assume the worst in that situation. And it could be that person may be going through some things right now. And if they're not knowing you like that, they may not feel obligated to want to tell you about that at that time. So there's a lot of times that, they're asking you, what am I feeling right now? And it could be disappointment, confusion, or being furious. When it makes you feel like, they're brushing you off, with no explanation. It says, does the situation have different explanations that make sense? Like I said, they may be going through some different things at that time. They may be having family issues or financial issues, and they may not want to go out at that time because there's some up here dealing with their own thing, where they have to, this person may deal with stress differently than you dealt with stress. And it says, what do you want to do about these situations? It's like you scream, cuss them out, text them something rude, which is not always good. Well, it's not good at all, but allow yourself to do that technique and just breathe, calm down, because there's sometimes you have to be able to allow yourself to calm down, because you never know what is going on that time. yes, there could be times where people, doing you shiesty or whatever, and can be blowing you off because they could be seeing somebody else. But they could have a lot of stuff going on in their life right now that they don't feel open with telling people. There's a lot of people that I've connected with here that could be going through things and they want to talk to me. They're being open about that, because I always tell them it's not healthy to do that. Certain situations, I can truly respect that because there's like that with me. If I'm not comfortable with telling you what's going on with me, or I'm just now meeting you, I'm not going to be, wanting to tell you everything that's going on, because I feel like if you're meeting me from here and you don't know what's all going on in my life, I always tell people, if the universe wants you to know what's going on and it's not a video that I'm talking about those things, it'll come to you when it's supposed to. I'm not going to, spill the beans on all that, if it's not meant for me to talk about that at that time. But you're going through these different things where you are closing doors on old chapters of your life. You're healing from old burdens and unprocessed wounds that has taken place in your life, that you're really trying to seek that peace in mind. But a lot of times we hold on to those things. And it's just like better ways of, dealing with that situation is just asking that person if they're okay. Is there something they want to talk about? You can even say, hey, it seems like you have a lot on your mind. Do you want to talk about it? But if they say no, you have to be able to respect that and back off. You know what I'm saying? So that was a healthy example on doing that. But if there's situations, it's like accepting all your emotions. That means all of them, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's times people can hyperventilate when things happen, or when they get frustrated, they start stomping off on things, throwing things across the room. And and those are the things you really have to, is it really that big of a deal? Can you calm down a little bit? Because I'll be like, I have to tell myself, know thyself, calm thyself, center thyself. Woosah, woosah. I gotta do that woosah. I start pulling on my earlobes and stuff like that at times, and I'm that type of person. If I'm really off in that like 0 to 100 real quick, I don't want to talk to nobody. Or there's times when I tell y'all I might be in my mood about something and I'm not about to do videos. Even though this is a positive outlet for me, I feel like I'm being selfish if I'm sitting up here lashing out and telling somebody about my daggone jacked up emotions about this. And sometimes, not to be negative, but there's people that pray out for my downfall, is hoping and praying I do that. But that is not my time to be doing that. I feel like, it's good to be vulnerable, but it ain't good to be negative. Like that. I'd rather be just, I chill out. I got people that, that I trust with stuff like that. And I'm not saying I don't trust you, but there's people that know my situation that, we're already maintaining that friendship where we've been helping each other out. And there's times that, y'all have sent love to me and I needed that. Y'all do that all the time. But it is just like different things that's taking place in your life. I don't want nobody offense to that, because I love all y'all brothers and sisters and all that. We're all going through different things. We're all, healing from a lot of things. You're diving deep on knowing yourself in a deeper way. Spiritual gifts is popping off left and right. Where all our vibrations is just like sky high right now. And I already told y'all the other day where I'm seeing all of us as warriors, and that light is shining very bright right now. Energies are getting a lot stronger, but there's a lot of things that may be still, in the air when it comes to different things of traumatic situations. And with you closing those doors, the devil's going to be mighty busy with your ego, with your past issues, with people that have placed you in certain issues, certain things that there's a very sensitive subject for you may be dealing with. And these are the perfect, things to be thinking about. Being able to, keep a mood journal, saying, okay, this certain situation has, response, I get a trigger from, and being able to understand, why is this still triggering me? My situation, there will be people in my life that may be trying to trigger me, but then, for me to be able to look at it from a negative standpoint, I'm gonna see all the negative in it. But if I really want to grow and heal from it, these situations is coming to me for me to be able to know the way they're acting towards me is not, I don't have to put my attention, I don't have to put my power into that. These things are being brought to me for me to break that negative cycle. What's going to be for me is going to be for me. People see those things and they want to be trying to block you, or they want to be able to try to piss you off, or they want to be trying to make sure if you're forgiving them, they want to make you mad so you won't forgive them. As soon as I said that, you see that light just flash. It's all that. But then it's just like when I have to allow myself to do that woosah moment, I appreciate those times because I know I'm nowhere near the same person I was before. This time I'm dealing with them all in a sober mind. I used to deal with this mess, roll up a blunt and just don't care. And that was me misusing substance just to deal with my issues, deal with my pain. That was some form of escape. And then, like I tell people that I connect with, they were like, Roslynn, I did this, Roslynn, I did that. I don't have no judgment over you, but it's going to be that time if you're dealing with this because you're stressed out, or you're dealing with this because it's a lot of your gifts that are just getting out of hand. These are the things you have to be able to, soon allow yourself to face these things, being able to regulate your gifts, being able to regulate how you see things, how you focus, how you respond, keeping that journal to let you know, hey, this may be still triggering to me, but I'm trying to allow myself to heal from these things. And the only way you can do it is by facing them. Only thing you can do it for, allow it to not trigger you, is take the power and attention away. I see a lot of things that's going on in my life that I can't control, but I can control how I respond to them. I can control how I see them. I can control how I reflect on them. Sometimes I got to just look and shake my head and laugh and keep it moving, and not allow that situation to stop my flow, because a lot of times the devil will send things to you to make you want to just walk away. Devil will send things to you just to make you, rub you the wrong way, so you will just be distracted. They want you occupied. They want you pressed, and those things. And you have to be able to allow yourself, like I said, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, woosah yourself, get into a peaceful element of your life. A lot of times if you're dealing with different things where you're in a situation where it's, emotionally and mentally draining to you, you may be going through emotional and mental abuse or whatever like that. You have to be able to allow yourself either take a walk, allow yourself to think about positive things that you're trying to bring into your life, because right now your mind is manifesting a lot. So you have to allow yourself to think of where you're trying to aim for, not what you're trying to get away from. Who are you trying to seek justice from, explanation from? No, this is all about you healing and you staying focused on the positive. Like, I have to see my situation. I can't sit up here and keep dwelling about the things that's taking place in my life, on what they did. But the main focus is what I'm not doing. Because if I keep saying they keep doing this, they keep doing that. And I had a bad habit of doing that. There's a lot of times I got to check myself and like, no, what has happened, what has taken place, but it brought you on a positive path of knowing yourself, being able to take your power back from the people that placed, a lot of things on you, being able to admit, my personal situations I place myself into, being able to forgive them, not their actions, but as being that person. People are doing things through actions of ego, through wounds, through trauma. You're trying to, do things through power, through love, through positivity, progression of regression, progression to motivation to determination, all those good positive things. So you have to allow yourself to be able to understand, what is, what is my issue. It's like, breathe in slowly during deep breaths, come in from your diaphragm, not your chest. It may help you visualize a breath rising from the depth of your belly. Hold your breath for a count to 3, and then let it out slowly. Consider a mantra. Some people find it helpful to repeat a mantra like, I am calm, I am relaxed. Know when to express yourself. A lot of times, folks will just trigger you just to see what kind of, response you're going to get. I've seen people try to do that to me, and a lot of times it's just like, if you already know what you're dealing with, and I guess you have probably went through it a lot, you're going to understand there's a lot of people that'll be trying to bring drama towards you. Because like I said, when you know you're working with all that you have is like positivity, yes, there's going to be some days that it's not going to be too bright, not going to be too positive, but you have to allow yourself to be able to push through that. Because it's like, it's sad at times, but I've done that. You can think about one negative comment or negative experience, and then here it comes through all that. You want to be able to think about that and be able to program yourself to like, okay, yes, that negative situation did happen, but what is the positive that is going to come out of that negative situation? Because with my situation, it allowed me to see myself and how much I can push myself to do. This situation has got me to go over and above and beyond, and I love what I do. Because I'm pushing out positivity. No matter who says what they say, what their opinions are about me, I love what I do. I know this is a positive outlet for me because I'm not just helping myself. I'm helping myself, but being able to project something towards somebody else to look at the situations they're going through. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's a day by day process. This is something you have to, practice on doing. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't just switch your emotions off because there's a lot of things that we're dealing with. And a lot of times we don't realize just our emotions that are not being that we're not bringing it to our attention, that we're still upset about, brings a lifetime of things where we're pulling ourselves back instead of moving forward because we're allowing ourselves to still get angered over things that can't be changed. All the trauma that you have been through, and I have to tell myself at times like this too, all the things you have been through is brought you on a path of a spiritual awakening. It awoke that spirit. It woke the heck out of your spirit and allowed you to, identify yourself in a whole different view. Being able to change the perspective of how you've seen it. Because if you didn't go through these things, you really wouldn't. You've been walking around kind of lost. Think about there's something missing. You be like, "They're gonna poo." Think, oh, think. Try to be like that. But it needs you to understand everything has happened for a reason. It may not be fair. It may not be positive, but this is showing you your strength. All the people that you have inflicted these things on you has done it through trauma, anger, grief, whatever they're dealing with, they're reflecting that on you. But we all are being that example to be able to switch how we do things. Yes, all these things were placed on me, but I don't have to act like that. I don't have to do things like you do, because there's a lot of people I see, they'll go through this victim role. Prime situation, R. Kelly, allegedly you did not do these things, but when you're being outed for the things that you have placed on other people, songs has even been put out in the past of what you have done to certain people, and you want to, oh, this has happened to me and that has happened to me, or I was touched as a little person, is this and this and that. Well, if you knew what that pain felt like and was inflicted on you, and you knew how it messed up your mind emotionally, mentally, sexually, or whatever, why would you even want to put that on somebody else? So you got to come up with the real deal and stop pulling out that fake stuff to try to take that away from you. You have to allow yourself to know, yeah, I did these things. It wasn't right. I know I can't take it back, but if you want to get help for that, I don't know, because I don't be sitting up here seeing folks like that. I don't understand. I don't even try to analyze that. But being able to know that you're allowing yourself to get out of that victim role. I was like that, constantly saying what somebody has done to me this is taking place in my life. This is not that. Because the fact is, I don't want to be seen as a victim, but I want to be able to be seen as a person that had something very traumatic happen to me, but willing to change that traumatic situation to a blessing of positivity, because it helped me overcome the things that was placed on me, being able to show other people that, yes, this is what I went through, but this is not what I became of what they placed on me. you know, it done took me to a dark place, but through that dark place, I done found my strength. I done found out what I can conquer, what I can overcome, what I can keep pushing towards further, be able to give everything that I want to do, all I have, and, add on more to it. And that's what you need to do with yourself. There's so many things that you need to allow yourself to, really allow yourself to get into your emotions about, but being able to see, you know, okay, this is something I need to allow myself to do that groundwork for, do that inner work for. It's not pleasant. No, it's not. There'll be days you'll be okay, but those emotions, we're all getting these veils snatched, and it's moving at a rapid pace. So there may be things that are coming out that may be uncomfortable, and they're even saying, on this next one, give yourself some space. Distance from intense feelings that can help you make sure you're reacting to them in a responsible way. Distance might be physical, like leaving a upsetting situation, for example. Create some mental distance by distracting yourself. Go out for a walk, exercise, listen to some music, sing if you like to, dance around, act silly. I try to do that, or even looking at some like they said, looking at funny movies, talking to a loved one, spending a few minutes with your pet, doing those things. Try meditation. I use that. I even do Tai Chi at times, which is very good. I remember I've done it recently for the first time in a while. And you're talking about, I got so emotional because it was like I was releasing a lot of emotions that I didn't even know was there. And it was kind of like, it was beautiful. I mean, it wasn't sad crying, but it was something that I have never felt. Stay on top of your stress. It says, when you're under a lot of stress, manage your emotions, that can become more difficult for you. With my situations, there are certain times, I'm still grieving for the, loss of my dad. But the blessing is, I know that he's always there. Even though there are certain shoulda, coulda, wouldas that happen, I can't go off of that anymore. If I want to heal, I can always talk to him, telepathically, spiritually, or he's always there. So y'all, I'm about to there's some issues that I got going on in my house. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one and come back. Much love to you. Peace. Be well. Hello. Yes.